Thick black smoke filled the sky above the palace of Zarinth. Fires burned in every corner. The once beautiful towers were broken. The golden flag of the royal family lay on the ground, covered in ash and blood. Everyone was running. Guards shouted, in panic. Mothers grabbed their children. Servants pushed past one another to reach the escape ships. Even the royal advisors left their posts and ran into the shuttles. No one looked back. No one noticed the small figure hiding behind the broken marble columns of the throne room. Princess Lyra, only 7 cycles old, sat curled in the dust. Her silver-white hair was messy, her purple skin bruised and cold. She held a torn blanket, the only thing left from her mother. She had been told to stay hidden when the explosion started. Her royal guardian told her he would return. But that was hours ago. He never came back. Lyra coughed as the smoke entered her nose. Her large, glowing blue eyes were filled with tears. She was hungry. She was scared. But she stayed quiet, because strange voices were moving in the halls. Alien invaders, ruthless warriors with thick black armor and sharp metal weapons. They had no mercy. She saw them kill 2 guards. She saw her nursemaid fall from the balcony. She had to bite her hand to stop herself from crying out loud. The voices came closer, boots thudding on the stone floor. Shadows moved in the smoke. Then, silence. Lyra held her breath. Her heart beat loudly in her chest. She prayed to the stars that they wouldn't find her. Suddenly, a piece of the wall cracked and fell beside her. She screamed quietly, her hands shaking. But no one came. Just the sound of crackling fire and faraway engines. Her planet was dying, and no one cared. Far away, across the stars. On Earth, Sergeant Cole adjusted his headset. He stood beside his military vehicle, watching the training fields. But something felt off. His dog Max was acting strange. Max, a large, strong German shepherd, was trained for war. Loyal, smart, and brave. But today he refused to sit still. He barked toward the sky, his ears alert, tail stiff. "Easy, boy," Cole said, kneeling. Beside him, Max barked again. He pawed at Cole's chest and looked up at the stars. His eyes glowed faintly, a sign that something triggered his neural chip. Cole blinked. Then, in the back of his mind, he saw something, brief, soft, like a flash, a crying face. A little alien girl. Purple skin. Smoke. Fear. What the hell? The vision faded. Max whined. Cole stood slowly. He checked his scanner. Nothing. No signal. No threat. Just peace. But Max was not wrong. He had never been wrong. Back on Zarinth, Lyra crawled deeper into the fallen rubble. Her hands were scratched, and her legs ached. The fire was closer now. She couldn't breathe properly. She stared at the old royal picture on the wall. Her family, smiling. They were gone now, all of them. She looked at the blanket. It still had her mother's scent. She held it to her face and closed her eyes. "I don't want to die," she whispered. Her voice was lost in the fire. Cole didn't sleep that night. Max wouldn't stop growling, wouldn't stop pacing. Cole sat up in bed, sweat on his forehead. He kept seeing the girl. Her eyes. The fear. It was impossible. He had never met her. But something inside told him this was real. He checked his dog's neural logs. A pulse, strange energy from a dead planet. Zarinth, a forgotten world after the war. Everyone said there was nothing left there. But what if? Max barked, louder now. Cole made a decision. "I don't know who she is, but if she's alive, we're bringing her home." He grabbed his gear, loaded his rifle, and walked out of his room. Max followed, ready. Together they would do what no one else dared, because one little alien girl was still out there, left behind in the smoke, and Max would find her. The moonlight washed over the quiet military base, painting the walls in silver shadows. Most soldiers were asleep. The base was calm, But Max was not. He sat in the dark, his eyes locked on the sky. His ears twitched. His chest rose and fell quickly like something inside him was shouting, but no words came out. Sergeant Cole tossed in bed, groaning. "What now, Max?" The dog barked once, loud, sharp. Cole sat up. Max stood at the door, tail stiff, body alert. His breathing was heavy. His eyes glowed faint blue again, just like they did earlier. Cole rubbed his face. "You're still seeing her, aren't you?" He looked at Max's neural collar. A strange pulse blinked on the screen, coming from deep space. A ghost signal. No name, no origin. It shouldn't even exist. Max growled low. Cole stared at the map. The signal came from a burned world, a planet no one visited anymore. Zarenth. A cold shiver ran down his spine. They had trained Max to detect life signs, bombs, threats. Nothing emotional. But this wasn't training. This was something else. "Max," Cole whispered. "You're trying to save her." The dog barked twice. Clear, direct. Cole's heart beat faster. He opened the secret drawer under his bunk and pulled out an old star chart, the one with forbidden sectors marked in red. He pointed at the coordinates Max had locked onto. That's where she was. That's where the girl from the visions waited. Alone. Hours later, inside the quiet hangar, Cole walked beside Max toward a small scout ship. Security cameras were off. Lights. Dim, they weren't supposed to be here. He reached the ship's door. Max stopped, looked up, and placed a paw on the metal surface. "You sure about this?" Cole asked. Max stared. No bark, no growl, just a look. A look that said, "She needs me." Cole sighed. "All right then, let's break the rules." He opened the hatch and climbed in. The engines hummed softly. Max jumped into the seat beside him. As the ship rose, the alarms stayed silent. No one noticed them leave. But far away, someone would notice them arrive. Meanwhile, on Zarenth, Princess Lyra was still alive, but just barely. Her body was weak, her lips dry. The fires had stopped outside, but the cold had come. The nights on Zarenth were freezing. Her thin dress did nothing to protect her. She curled up under rubble, shivering. Her small hand held the blanket closer. She tried to remember her mother's songs, but the words were gone. The sky above her was dark, no stars, no hope. Then suddenly, a sound. Not from her world, from above. A rumble. A hum. A whisper of light. She opened her eyes and saw a shooting star streaking across the sky. But it wasn't a star. It was him. Cole's ship broke through the clouds. The dead planet welcomed them with silence. The air was toxic. The scanner beeped with red lights. "Max, you sure she's still here?" Max barked once and pressed his nose to the scanner screen. Then he howled, a deep, long cry that echoed through the ship. Cole turned the ship toward the ruins. Smoke still rose from the cracked palace, and deep below, under dust and stone, a little alien girl opened her eyes because for the first time in days she felt something warm, something close, something coming. The air on Zarenth was sharp like broken glass. Cole stepped out of the scout ship in a sealed helmet, his boots sinking into thick layers of ash. Max leapt down beside him, nose to the ground, tail stiff with purpose. The ruins of the palace looked like a giant skeleton. Blackened walls, fallen towers, the smell of old fire and something worse, death. Cole whispered through his comm, "Max, are you sure she's still alive?" Max didn't answer. He ran. Faster than Cole could keep up. Beneath the rubble, Princess Lyra's breath was slow. Her small fingers had lost all strength. She didn't know what day it was anymore. Hunger and cold had become her only friends. She was slipping away. Then, a sound. Not thunder, not a scream. A growl. Low, deep, powerful. Then came the footsteps. Fast, heavy, strong. She opened her eyes just a little. A shape appeared through the cracks in the broken stones, large, covered in metal, glowing blue eyes, sharp teeth. She gasped in fear, but the creature didn't attack. It sniffed, snorted, then, gently, it licked her cheek. Lyra froze. Was this comfort? The creature lay down beside her, warm, soft. For the first time, she wasn't cold. She reached her hand forward, barely touching its fur. "Are you here for me?" she whispered. Max made a soft sound, a quiet bark, like a promise. Cole arrived seconds later, out of breath. He saw Max lying inside the rubble, wrapped around something. He climbed in slowly, carefully. When he saw her, his heart jumped. "She's just a kid." Lyra looked up at him, eyes wide with fear. He raised both hands. "It's okay. I'm human. We came to help." She didn't move, but Max nudged her gently toward Cole. That was all she needed. Slowly, painfully, she reached toward the human. He picked her up. She was as light as a feather, her bones like sticks, her body trembling. "She hasn't eaten in days," Cole said. Max barked once. "Yeah, I know, buddy, we need to move." Outside, the wind began to scream. Cole wrapped the girl in a thermal blanket and placed her inside the ship. Lyra clutched Max's paw tightly, refusing to let go. Cole smiled softly. "He found you." She nodded weakly. "He's strong." Cole sat beside her. "His name is Max. He's not just strong. He's loyal, and he doesn't leave anyone behind." Lyra leaned her head against Max's chest. His warm heartbeat filled her ears. She whispered, "He's better than all my guards." Max licked her forehead. A tear rolled down her cheek. Back inside the palace ruins, something moved. A scout drone flew through the halls. It saw the human ship, recorded the faces, sent a signal. Far away, a cold voice listened to the message and smiled. "The princess is still alive, and she has humans." The ship's engines were warming, soft lights glowing in the cockpit. Cole was setting the coordinates for Earth. The plan was simple. Get out fast, keep the princess safe, and disappear before anyone knew she was alive. But they were already too late. In the shadows above the ruins, 3 alien mercenaries stood, watching the ship from a cliff. "They have her," the tallest one growled. His voice was sharp like broken metal. "And that creature with them, that's not from here." The second pulled out a long rifle. "Orders are clear. Kill her. No witnesses." Inside the ship, Princess Lyra was sipping water slowly, shaking, hands wrapped around a thermal cup. Max lay beside her like a wall of muscle and fur, eyes locked on the door. He wasn't resting. He could feel something. Danger was near. Suddenly, he stood up, growling deep in his throat. Cole turned around. "Max!" The dog growled louder, walked to the door, nose twitching fast. Then the first shot hit the hull. Boom! The ship shook. "Damn it." Cole ran to Lyra, shielding her. "We've got company." Max barked, sharp and angry. He wanted out. He wanted to protect her. But Cole shouted, "Not yet, buddy. Let me see who they are first." He looked through. The scanner. 3 life signs. Armed. Coming fast. Cole loaded his blaster. Max scratched the door. Lyra clung to Max's fur. "Are they here? For me?" "Yes," Cole said. "But they're going to regret it." The ship's side door opened with a hiss. Max leapt out first like a missile. He charged straight at the first enemy, too fast for the alien to react. Crunch! His jaws locked onto the invader's arm, tearing him down. The second one fired, but Max spun midair, dodging the plasma shot, and slammed into his chest. Cole fired from behind cover, hitting the third alien in the leg. Smoke, fire, and growls filled the air. Max was a blur of movement, teeth, muscle, and fury. But then, one alien threw a shock grenade. It landed near Max. Flash! Max yelped and fell, twitching on the ground. No! Lyra cried. Cole rushed forward, blasting the last attacker before he could finish Max off. The battle ended in less than a minute, but the damage was done. Max lay on the ground, breathing heavy, eyes half closed. Lyra crawled to him, tears spilled down her cheeks. Don't leave me too. Cole checked him quickly. He's alive, just stunned. Lyra placed her small hand on Max's head. Please don't leave. You're the only one who came back. Max blinked slowly. He saw her, and wagged his tail once. Later, Cole dragged the enemy bodies into the ruined palace and set explosives. No evidence, he muttered. If they think she's dead, they won't follow. He sat beside Lyra in the ship, wiping blood from his arm. She looked at him. You're not like the others. No, Cole said. I'm not. She touched Max's fur. But he's more than a dog. Cole smiled. He's a soldier, and now he's your guardian. Outside, the ruins burned again. But this time, someone had survived, and someone had protected her. Far away, the enemy commander received the last signal. The team had failed, but he saw the human dog in the footage. He laughed. A dog saved a princess? This will not stand. The ship was broken. The last attack had damaged its core systems. It couldn't. Fly Cole stood beside the flickering console, staring at the cracked screen. We're grounded. Princess Lyra sat close to Max, who was still recovering. His body shook from time to time, but he stayed awake. His eyes never left the door. Cole knelt beside them. We need to move. There's an old human outpost 20 clicks north. We'll walk. Lyra didn't speak. Her small hand clung to Max's. Cole offered her food. She pushed it away. I'm not strong like him, she whispered. I slow you down. Cole looked at her, serious but kind. You're royalty. That means you don't give up? Ever. Max barked softly, his way of agreeing. They began the journey before sunrise. Lyra was wrapped in thick fabric. Cole carried a survival pack on his back and his rifle in his hand. Max walked ahead like a scout, limping but refusing to fall behind. The path was harsh. Sharp rocks cut through their boots. Fire pits smoked from old battles. The land was dead, but they kept moving. Lyra often looked back at the broken palace. It was getting smaller and smaller. She whispered, My people left me there. Cole didn't turn, but we didn't. He said. Hours passed. The sun on Zarenth was cruel. Heat waves shimmered across the dry plains. Lyra tripped once. Cole caught her. I'm sorry, she said. Don't be. Max walked beside her now, allowing her to lean against him. His body was warm and solid like a wall. She smiled a little. I used to be afraid of dogs, she said. And now? Cole asked. She looked up at Max. He's better than most kings. Cole chuckled. He'll like that. By noon they entered the canyon. The walls rose high around them. It was cooler here, but quiet in a way that made Cole nervous. Max stopped. His ears twitched. Then he growled. Cole raised his rifle. Something's here. From the shadows, a beast stepped out. Not alien, not sentient. A native predator. Long body, 6 legs, sharp fangs. It stared at them. Then lunged. Cole fired. The shot hit, but the beast kept coming. Max jumped, colliding with the creature mid-air. He barked, bit, clawed. The beast roared and flung him across the rocks. No, Lyra screamed. Cole emptied his clip into the monster's head. It collapsed with a final hiss. He ran to Max. The dog's side was bleeding. His breathing was slow. Lyra dropped to her knees, crying. You promised me. Max's eyes fluttered open. He licked her hand. Cole wrapped him in bandages. He's not done yet. That night, they found shelter inside a small cave. Cole lit a fire. Lyra sat close to Max, gently cleaning his wound. She looked up. He should rest. Why does he keep walking? Cole smiled, tired. Because he's loyal. And because you matter to him. Lyra blinked. No one ever said that to me before. She leaned against Max, placing her head on his chest. I'll protect him too. Outside the cave, lights appeared. In the sky, enemy ships, scanning, searching. They had not given up. The cave was dark, but warm. Princess Lyra slept close to Max, her tiny hand resting on his neck. His fur was stained with dried blood, but his chest still rose and fell slowly. He hadn't barked in hours, but he was alive. Cole stood at the cave entrance, watching the night sky. Enemy ships blinked in the distance, red lights like hungry eyes, searching. He knew they were running out of time. At sunrise, Cole unpacked the last emergency tool, a human distress beacon. It was old, damaged, but maybe it could send a short signal. He set it down on a rock and began rewiring it with shaky hands. Lyra sat beside Max, quiet. After a while, she asked, "Do you think anyone will come?" Cole didn't look up. "They'll hear us, if we're lucky." She hugged Max tighter. "I'm tired of hoping." Cole paused. "Sometimes," he said, "hope is the only thing we have." Hours passed. The beacon was ready. Cole flipped the switch. A weak pulse blinked. Boom. A distant explosion echoed through the canyon. "They're getting closer," Cole said. He turned to Max. "You think you can move?" Max growled softly. He pushed himself up. Lyra smiled. "He's too stubborn to die." Suddenly, static buzzed from the beacon. Then, a voice. "This is Earth Fleet Scout Unit, receiving unknown signal. Please confirm coordinates." Cole's heart jumped. He shouted into the comm. "This is Sergeant Cole. I have a VIP, royalty, injured child, alien species, under attack, need immediate evac." Silence. Then, "Coordinates locked, help inbound, hold position." Lyra looked at him. "They're really coming?" He nodded. "You're going to be safe." But Max growled again. Cole followed his gaze and froze. Across the canyon, black-armored shadows were moving. They found us. Cole grabbed his rifle and stood in front of Lyra and Max. "I'll hold them. You don't move." Lyra's eyes widened. "You'll die." He looked back, serious but calm. "Then I die standing, protecting something worth it." Max limped forward, standing beside Cole. "No, buddy," Cole said. "You stay with her." Max didn't listen. He stood tall, growled at the shadows, and barked once, loud, proud. It echoed across the rocks. Lyra rose to her feet. She stepped forward. "I won't hide anymore." She stood between Cole and Max, holding a sharp rock like a blade. Cole almost laughed. "You're more royal than your whole bloodline." The enemy came fast. Blasters lit the sky. Cole fired back, moving like lightning. Max charged forward, biting the first enemy that came too close. Lyra screamed, but didn't run. She helped drag Max behind a rock when he was hit. "Just a little longer," Cole said, reloading. "They're almost here." And then, a roar from above. Engines. Human ships broke through the clouds like metal angels. Blue light lit up the ground. Enemy soldiers turned, confused, too late. A pulse cannon slammed into the canyon wall, burying half of them in fire and smoke. Drop pods landed. Human soldiers poured out, shouting orders. Cole fell to one knee, finally breathing. A young soldier ran up to him. "Sergeant Cole?" "Yeah." "We got your signal. Who's the kid?" Cole looked at Lyra, who was kneeling beside Max, crying softly. "She's royalty." Zarinth, last of her line. The soldier's eyes widened. "And the dog?" Cole smiled. "The hero." As the humans loaded up, Lyra sat with Max inside the medship. She held his paw. He wagged his tail once, then leaned against her. "I told you," she whispered. "You're not allowed to leave me." Max closed his eyes, safe at last. Far away, a cold voice watched the sky. The target had escaped, but the war had just begun. The Earth medical ship flew quietly through the stars. Inside, soft lights glowed. Machines beeped gently. Warm air hummed through the vents. Princess Lyra lay on a soft bed, clean clothes wrapped around her small frame. Her bruises were healing. Her skin glowed a little brighter. She had never seen a place so peaceful. But she wasn't smiling, because Max wasn't waking up. In the medical room, Max lay still. His side was bandaged. His breathing was slow, shallow. The doctors said the wounds were deep. His body was tired. He had given everything. Lyra sat beside him every minute. She didn't eat, didn't sleep. She held his paw, whispered stories into his ear, about her planet, about how everyone left her, about how he didn't. She cried once. The nurses saw it, an alien princess crying not for her people, but for a dog. Sergeant Cole stood outside the room, arms crossed. A human general joined him. "You sure she's royal?" Cole nodded. "No, doubt." "And the dog?" Cole looked through the glass. "That dog's worth more than most kings." 2 days passed. Lyra's eyes stayed red. She sang to Max in her broken voice, songs her mother used to sing. Then, his ear twitched. She stopped. "Max?" His chest rose just a little more, then again he opened one eye, blinked. "Max." She leaned down and hugged him tightly. Max gave a weak wag of his tail. Everyone watching smiled. Even Cole wiped his eyes. Later that week, Earth held a special ceremony. A new building was opened, the Zarenth Peace Embassy. And outside, on the Asse stage, stood a little alien girl in royal silver robes. She didn't speak like the other leaders. She didn't read a speech. She stood in front of the cameras, held a golden medal in her hand, and looked down at the large German shepherd sitting proudly beside her. "I give this medal to Max," she said softly, "because when no one else came for me, he did." She placed the medal around his neck. The crowd clapped. Some cried. Cole saluted from the side. Max stood tall, ears high, tail wagging proudly. Lyra knelt beside him, whispering something no one else heard. "You're not just my guardian," she said. "You're my family." Years later, statues were built, not of kings or soldiers, but of a small alien princess and a human dog who never left her behind.